Hi, this is Brian Goody, Safety Officer at the Hain Laboratory. I will be reviewing the Agency Hazard Communication Program. The OSHA Hazard Communication Standard may be found in the Code of Federal Regulations 29 CFR 1910.1200. The standard applies to chemicals in the workplace. The regulations require the agency to have a written plan, which may be found on the Internet site. The agency's general plan is located by going to Personnel Services, then Employee Health under Resources, or you may pause this course and copy the link on the slide. The general plan located here is outdated but may be used as a template to create area-specific plans throughout the agency according to the information that follows. This will ensure that each area meets OSHA regulations. Hopefully the agency written plan will be updated in the near future. There are no OSHA required forms to be used. Each area may create an inventory of chemicals how they choose, so long as it includes identifiers that can be cross-referenced on the safety data sheets. Typically, the chemical name or product name is used. The objective of the program is for management to ensure the following: that every chemical used by agency personnel is evaluated with regard to its potential physical and health hazards, and that information regarding potential hazards of chemicals used in the work area is communicated to agency employees and on-site contractors. It is the responsibility of the Bureau Chief or Region Director to ensure that all hazardous chemicals are properly labeled with either product identifier, signal word, hazard statement, pictogram, precautionary statement, and name, address, and telephone number of the manufacturer, or product identifier and words, pictures, symbols, or combination thereof, which provide at least general information regarding the hazards of the chemical. The first choice is the identical information required on the shipping container from the manufacturer. The second choice is typically used when a chemical has been transferred to a secondary container. This information, when used in conjunction with the other information immediately available to the employee under the Hazard Communication Program, such as Safety Data Sheet, will provide employees with the specific information regarding the physical and health hazards of the hazardous chemical. Each employee shall read and review the written plan annually. An employee's immediate supervisor or his or her designee should conduct training on the specific hazardous chemicals in the employee's work area. This portion of the training is more specialized and will differ from work area to work area. Each portion of the training will be documented with at least the employee's name, date of the training, a description of the training and any materials used, and the name of the instructor. Refer to the written plan for information regarding contracted employees working on agency properties. Contracted employees are entitled to information about hazardous chemicals present at DHEC, and DHEC personnel are entitled to information about hazardous chemicals brought to DHEC. Each workplace shall have a safety data sheet in the workplace for each hazardous chemical which is used. Employees have the right to request to see the plan or a safety data sheet. The safety data sheets should be in a known location accessible to employees. The agency is required to post the OSHA Job Safety and Health poster in the workplace so that employees are aware of their rights regarding safety and health. Please contact your personnel coordinator or safety if this poster is not posted in your work area. The employee health nurses are responsible for maintaining and providing access to employee health records. Each employee has the right to request and have access to these records. The United States Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, is an agency of the United States Department of Labor. OSHA utilizes the globally harmonized system of classification and labeling of chemicals. The OSHA HAZCOM standard prescribes a 16-part safety data sheet, format, and contents. Chemical product labels require prescribed information linked to criteria for health and physical hazard classifications and categories. Safety data sheets are the primary source for chemical product hazard information. The safety data sheets provide information about safety and health hazards of the product or chemical. You can locate information about potential illness, ways to protect yourself, PPE, personal protective equipment, and what to do in case of a spill. Safety data sheets have a 16-part format. Section 1 includes identification. Section 2 includes hazard identification, and Section 3 provides information on the chemical composition. Section 4 identifies first aid measures such as symptoms and effects and required treatment. Section 5 is firefighting measures. Section 6 covers emergency procedures and spill cleanup. Section 7 provides precautions for safe handling and storage. You will find PPE requirements in Section 8 and physical and chemical properties in Section 9. Section 10 lists the possibility of hazardous reactions. Toxicological information such as routes of exposure are found in Section 11. Sections 12 through 15 contain information enforced by other agencies such as DOT and EPA. Labels are required to have product identifier, signal word, hazard statement, pictograms, precautionary statement, and supplier identification. The product identifier should be the same on the label as on the safety data sheet. This will most likely be the chemical name. Signal words indicate the severity of the hazard. Examples are danger or warning, with danger being the most severe. The hazard statement describes the nature and degree of the chemical hazard. All employees should become familiar with the various pictograms used by the system. These convey specific information about the hazards of the chemical. First, we have a flame over a circle which indicates an oxidizer, a flame for flammables, and exploding bomb for explosives. A skull and crossbones for acute toxicity, a pitcher of corrosion for corrosives, and a cylinder for gases under pressure. A torso indicates there is some type of health hazard, and an exclamation mark means it may be an irritant, sensitizer, or have some other hazard. You may also see a pictogram for environmental hazards and biological hazards, which are not regulated or enforced by the OSHA Hazardous Communication Standard. Labels will also include a precautionary statement which describes recommended measures to minimize or prevent adverse effects resulting from exposure or from improper handling or storage. The label will also include supplier identification. You should not open or use a container with a missing or damaged label that you cannot read. Report this to your supervisor. Supervisors should attempt to find out the origin of the container, or if known, request a new label from the manufacturer. Labels are not required on portable containers if it is for personal use and it is used by the end of the shift. It must have a label if it is passed on to another worker or left unattended. This concludes training for hazardous communication.